Some regrets, they just cost us more than others. Responding to that "you up" text? Not great. FOMOing into that trending item you never use? Pretty bad. But ignoring your finances in your 20s or 30s? That one compounds. We're talking years of missed growth, tens of thousands in interest, and a version of you in the future wondering why no one warned you sooner. Well, consider this your warning. We analyzed over 100 Reddit threads, and the same 6 regrets kept coming up. Not once or twice, constantly. These are the patterns people only see after they have paid the price. And here's the thing, you don't need to repeat them. If you're financially ambitious or just trying not to screw up your long-term wealth creation opportunities, this video is for you. Let's break down the top 6 money regrets from Reddit and how to avoid them like your future depends on it. Because it kind of does. Many Reddit users express regret over taking on significant debt without a concrete repayment strategy. This includes student loans, credit card debt, and personal loans. The burden of these debts often leads to prolonged financial stress and limited financial freedom. It started with a signature, just one, for a loan I barely understood, then a swipe, then another. And before I knew it, I was thousands in debt with no clue how to fix it. Reddit is full of people saying the same thing. I didn't know what I was signing up for. I thought I'd figure it out later. Now I'm buried and stuck. Let's be real. Most of us didn't grow up learning how to manage money, let alone debt. So when we sign for student loans at 18, or swipe a credit card to cover rent, we think it's temporary. We think we'll earn more later. We'll figure it out. But here's the trap. You don't know your interest rate. You don't have a repayment timeline. You don't realize that minimum payments barely touch the balance. And it stacks up quick. You start juggling, robbing one card to pay another, delaying bills, letting the weight of it hang over you. This isn't just bad luck, it's bad systems. Banks profit when you don't have a plan. Schools don't teach this, and the culture tells us debt is normal. But normal doesn't mean healthy. When you carry debt without a strategy, it compounds, literally and emotionally. You lose mental clarity, you lose future income, you lose options, you delay moving cities, changing jobs, investing in yourself. You avoid your mail, you feel stuck. And the stress? It doesn't just live on your credit report. It shows up in your sleep, your relationships, your self-worth. And here's the worst part. Most of us feel like it's our fault, like we messed up, like we should have known better, but no one told us how this works and no one handed us the playbook. So let's change that. If you're carrying debt right now and it feels heavy, it's time for a reset. Step 1, get clarity. Open every account. List the balance, the interest rate, the minimum payment. Face the number, even if it hurts. You can't fix what you won't face. Step 2, pick a strategy. Use the avalanche method if you want to save the most money. Pay off the highest interest first. Use the snowball method if you need quick wins. Pay the smallest balance first to build momentum. There's no perfect way. The best strategy is the one you'll actually stick to. Step 3, lock in structure. Automate your minimum payments. Then automate just a little extra, whatever you can. Track your progress, watch the balance drop. Give yourself proof that you're moving. Step 4, rebuild forward. Debt is not identity. It's not a life sentence. Once you free up cash flow, even a little, start building your emergency fund. Start investing, even if it's $10 a month. Because momentum is everything, and small moves stack fast. If you're in the middle of it, this isn't your failure, and it's just your starting point. You don't need shame, you need strategy. And every single payment is a vote for your future self. Debt is temporary. Freedom is the goal. And you've already taken the first step just by watching this. I used to think an emergency fund was something you build later, like once you make more, once you're good. But the emergency didn't wait for later. The car broke down, I got sick, hours got cut. And just like that, I was scrambling. No cushion, no plan, just panic. This is one of the most common regrets people talk about online. I wish I had built a buffer. I never thought I'd lose my job. I didn't think it would happen to me. And that's the thing, none of us do, until it does. An emergency fund isn't a luxury, it's not some bonus goal, it's a shield. And when you don't have it, life hits harder. Because when something goes wrong, and something always goes wrong, you have two choices. use savings, or take on debt. And if there's no savings, you're putting that dentist bill, that car repair, that last minute flight on a high interest credit card, or pulling from rent money, or taking out a payday loan just to stay afloat. No judgment, just facts. This is how people fall into the cycle. Unexpected expense, no savings, more debt, more stress, less room to breathe. And if you're already living tight, it feels impossible. You're thinking, I'm just trying to pay bills. How am I supposed to save for an emergency? Here's the truth. An emergency fund doesn't have to be big. It just has to be there. It's not about having 3 to 6 months of expenses from the jump. It's about building your first $500, then $1,000, then momentum. Start small. Make it a game. $10 a week. Round up your purchases and stash the difference. Turn a side hustle profit into your peace of mind fund. Label the account Do Not Touch. Make it separate. Make it sacred. Because when the day comes, and it will, you'll be glad it's there. An emergency fund doesn't just protect your wallet, it protects your decisions. You don't have to take the first job offer out of desperation. You don't have to ignore that check engine light. You don't have to borrow from your future to survive the present. It gives you options, it gives you calm, and it gives you power. So if you're watching this and you don't have one yet, it's all good. You can start today, even if it's just $5. That's the first brick in your financial safety fortress. Because here's what no one tells you. Wealth isn't just about stacking cash. It's about reducing risk, creating stability, buying yourself time when life... I wish I had started sooner. That's what everyone says. Reddit's full of it. Threads of people in their 30s, 40s, even 50s saying, I didn't take investing seriously. I thought retirement was a later problem. I didn't realize time was the real wealth builder. Here's the truth, and it's not about how much you invest. It's about when you start. Because time is the one thing money can't buy back. Let's break it down. If you invest $200 a month starting at 25, and your money grows at an average 7% a year, you'll have over $500,000 by 65. But if you wait just 10 years and start at 35, same amount, same return, you end up with just over $250,000. Same effort, half the result. That's the power of compound growth and the cost of waiting. But here's what messes people up. We think investing is complicated. We think you need thousands of dollars. We think we need to be experts in stocks and crypto and timing the market. None of that's true. You don't need to be rich to invest. You need to be consistent. You don't need to know everything. You need to start something. Roth IRA, 401k, index funds, low fees, long game. Let time do the heavy lifting. Even $50 a month, started early, adds up. And if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but I'm behind, let that power move kind of way. Open the account, set up the auto transfer, invest in the index fund. Let time do what it does best. Because when you invest, you're not just buying shares, you're buying time. You're buying options. I didn't know what I didn't know, and that's what messed me up. Ask around. Scroll Reddit, talk to your friends, and you'll hear it over and over. I wish I learned this sooner. I wish someone taught me how to budget, how to invest, how to plan. I made decisions in the dark, and I paid for it. This isn't just about one bad move. It's about not knowing how money even works, not knowing what to do with a paycheck, not knowing the difference between good debt and bad debt, not knowing how to tell if you're actually doing okay or heading toward a cliff. And here's the wild part. You can go your whole life being good at school, great at your job, and still be lost when it comes to your money. Because no one teaches this, not in high school, not in college. We're handed student loans before we understand compound interest. We're offered credit cards before we know what APR means. We're thrown into the world and told, just figure it out. So we do our best. We guess. We copy what we see. We try to follow the vibe, what looks successful. We chase income, not impact. We spend to feel secure. We avoid the numbers because they feel heavy. And then one day we realize we've been reacting to money, not managing it. But here's the shift. Financial literacy is a skill. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build. And you don't need to master it overnight. You just need to start asking better questions. Where is my money going? What's my real cost of living? What do I actually value? Budgeting isn't restriction, it's direction. Investing isn't gambling, it's long-term ownership. Financial planning isn't about being rich, it's about being ready. And the sooner you learn the basics, the more powerful every decision becomes. You stop bleeding money, you start building wealth on purpose. You stop playing defense, so you start calling plays. So if you feel behind or confused or like money just never made sense to you, cool. That's your starting line, not your limit. Start simple. Track your spending. Read one article a week. Watch content that breaks things down in plain English, like this channel. Because financial literacy isn't about being perfect, it's about being in control. And when you learn the game, you stop being played. I started making more money, and somehow I still felt broke. New job, bigger checks, leveling up. But the numbers didn't stretch any further. In fact, they vanished faster. That's lifestyle inflation, and it sneaks up on all of us. It goes like this. You get the raise, the promotion, the new freelance gig, and you feel like you deserve to upgrade your life. So you do. New apartment, nicer car, more takeout. That vacation. You're not balling, but you're treating yourself. Except now your expenses just grew with your income. You're still living paycheck to paycheck. You still feel that low-key stress when rent hits. Only difference, you're doing it in better clothes, and here's the trap. It feels like you're doing better. Because you're spending more, but you're not building anything. No savings, no investments, no real freedom. Just a shinier version of broke. And it's not just about choices, it's about culture. We're told to look successful, not build success. We see the lifestyle, not the liability. And when you finally start earning more, you want proof that it was worth it, that the grind paid off. But here's the truth. If every dollar you earn gets spent, you're not leveling up. You're just resetting the game on a harder mode. So how do you stop the cycle? You start by getting real about your priorities. More money should equal more freedom, not more bills. Before you upgrade your life, upgrade your savings rate. Before you flex, fund your future and ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it or because I can now? Is this actually making my life better or just more expensive? Build in the buffer. Automate your investing. Create a wealth floor where your money grows before you spend what's left. Because the goal isn't to make more just to spend more. The goal is to make more and keep more. To let your income increase your options, not your obligations. The flex isn't the car, it's the compounding interest. The real glow up isn't in the outfit, it's in the net worth. The true freedom? It's being able to say no to anything that doesn't serve you because your money's handled. So if you're earning more than ever but still feeling the squeeze, it's time to check the habits, dial back the lifestyle creep, and reroute that growth into something that actually lasts. And finally, one of the biggest money regrets people share? Marrying the wrong person. It's not talked about enough. But the truth is, who you choose to build a life with can either multiply your wealth or drain it faster than anything else. When you marry someone who's reckless with money, dishonest, or simply not aligned with your values, you're not just risking your heart. You're risking your credit, your assets, your time, your peace. We've seen the stories. People who lost half their savings, half their home, or half a decade recovering from financial chaos caused by a toxic relationship. And it's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just slow erosion. A partner who constantly overspends, one who hides debt, or refuses to plan for the future. It adds up. Suddenly your income's growing, but your bank account isn't. Your goals get put on hold, your stress is high, your confidence in building anything long-term, gone. And when it ends, because many of these relationships do, it gets worse. Lawyers, court fees, splitting assets, possibly paying alimony, even if they were the one who burned it all down. The financial impact of choosing the wrong partner can take years to recover from. Years of missed compounding, years of delayed investing, years of emotional bandwidth drained just trying to get back to zero. So here's the lesson. Your partner is your biggest financial decision. It's not just about love, it's about shared goals. It's about communication. It's about discipline, transparency, and alignment. Do they budget? Do they plan ahead? Do they believe in building wealth or just spending it? Because when you build with the right person, your money works harder. You grow faster, you dream bigger, and actually have a shot at making it real. But if you get it wrong, you don't just lose the relationship. You lose years of financial progress. So date intentionally. Ask the uncomfortable questions. Protect your assets. And if needed, protect yourself with a prenup. It's not unromantic, it's responsible. Because love doesn't have to cost your future. You don't need to be perfect with money, you just need to be intentional. Every smart choice you make, no matter how small, is a vote for your future. A future with less stress, more freedom, and real control. Yeah, we've all made mistakes. Took on debt without a plan. Skipped the emergency fund. Waited too long to invest. Spent money to feel successful instead of building actual wealth. But your past doesn't define your future. Your next move does. These shared experiences underscore the importance of early financial education, prudent spending, and proactive planning to avoid the most common financial pitfalls. So, start now. Build the fund, make the plan, invest the $50, learn the game. Because when money's made clear, your whole life starts to shift. This is wealth mode, where clarity becomes confidence and ambition becomes freedom. If this hit home, subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And drop an emoji in the comments if you're flipping the switch. Let's build smarter. Let's build together. You're not alone in this. You're in wealth mode now.